Hi, Steve.
Hey, Gino.
How you doing?
Doing well, doing well.
That's great. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
How's your day going?
Very well, very well.
What are you working on?
Well, early this morning I had an interview with Marianne and Josh and Jason down at the Inquirer Mirror.
Ooh, that's all three of them?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Heavyweights, huh?
That's right. That's right. You know, I'm the next to last candidate of them to do the interview. Joe Dooley's after me, but yeah, they interview everybody to help them decide who they're going to endorse in a couple of weeks. So.
Oh, is that why they do that?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you're the last guy, not the least, but you were the last guy that I'm the
last guy in the van here today.
7 candidates. And we're happy to have you.
Cool. Well,
so
I'm happy
you're a
to be
realtor,
here.
Is that right?
That's right. Yep.
Is your office in here too?
It is. Yep. It's just up there. You can see the lamp, the last window in the corner there.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Nice.
Yeah. And this is my parents' store, the Emporium. It's the rebirth of my grandfather's store.
Listen. I remember your grandfather.
Yeah.
You know, I met him after he had retired.
Yep.
When he was here, and he was just retired.
Yep.
And then he moved. Then I didn't see him again until he moved. He moved to Florida, right?
He did. He moved to Florida, and then we moved him back here for a while.
He's no longer with us. Is
That's
that
right.
correct?
That's right.
When did he pass away?
A year ago, last Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving.
Oh
2
gosh,
years
you know I really liked him. He was a hoot. I had a lot of fun with him.
He was a real island character, and man, he loved this place. He
sure did.
He helped found the food bank. And he always enjoyed his time doing Meals on Wheels, which I do occasionally through the NAREB program.
Good for you. Well, you're a young guy too, right? How old are you?
Yeah. I'm 28.
Yeah. 20s. Good. We got 2 guys in their 20s running. That's
right.
Awesome.
That's right.
Well, it's about time we had some young blood kind of stepping up to the plate, huh?
Yeah, it's been a while. I think maybe people don't necessarily have the fondest memories of the last time we had somebody in the 20s on the board.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, you know, I mean,
Bennett.
I don't know what people think. He definitely changed the game for campaigning, I think. I mean, I haven't seen anybody at the Rotary yet, but I imagine that's coming soon.
You won't be there?
Oh, I'll be there.
Okay.
I'm told I need to be there, and why not? You know, it's part of the tradition, I think, out here, which is definitely one of the remembrances on the island of Doug Bennett in his time.
Absolutely. Well, as you know, I asked all the candidates to pose their own questions for the other candidates to answer. There's 7 of you, and we have got 7 questions.
Great.
The first one's from Patty Raghavi. How should the town continue its efforts to live within expected revenue?
Well, they should definitely do that. How should they do that? I think we need to carry the ball forward that I think the board and town administration has been advancing in the last few years to get some good long-range planning. And I was at the Board of Selectmen meeting a couple of days ago where at the board's suggestion, Libby had a presentation put together where we looked at some of the big expenses that might be coming down the road, and these are all theoretical. You know, they're things that we know need to happen, that the funds haven't been approved, but they're things like extending the sewer, or even creating a wastewater treatment facility out in Matticat, or, you know, an addition on to the elementary school. So various programs like that, and keeping our eye on the ball down the road will help us in our short-term planning, and, you know, keep us on the right path.
Do you have what are the other big ones that come to mind that we've got to plan for outside of the sewer?
The fire station, and I know that, you know, there's a lot of controversy right now about the $600,000 that might be necessary to even find out how much a new fire station would cost. You know, and whether we site that at Fairgrounds Road, or we go with some of these other ideas where maybe we have satellite stations in various places around the island. At some point, there's going to be some expense. So you know, those are things that we need to keep our eye on.
All right. Matt Fee's question: what do you think is the biggest problem facing us as a community, and what do you think the selectmen can and should do to address it?
Well, that's a broad question. What's the biggest challenge? I think the biggest challenge as it relates to the Board of Selectmen would be the long-range budget planning. You know, making sure that we can provide the services that the town requires and that the town wants to whatever degree we can, requires that we can you know, budget for them. So long-range planning for the fiscal stability and health of the town is probably the biggest challenge, and will always be the biggest challenge facing the town.
Okay. Alan Reinhardt's question: Why do you believe voters should choose you over the other candidates for the seat on the Board of Selectmen? What abilities and attributes make you the most qualified for this highest town governing board?
Well, I think the number one thing that a candidate needs to have is a love for the island and a desire to do what's best for the island long term. Now that doesn't mean necessarily what I want to see done for the island. That means what's best for all of us. You know, I'm running because I represent, I believe, a large portion of the island. I'm a native and I'm a business person, and I'm you know, I'm young. You know, there's a lot of people whose voices I think I can represent on the board. Why am I the most qualified? Well, you know, I'm not an expert in everything, and I'm not, you know, holding myself out to be. I certainly don't have the experience in the land bank or the conservation commission or something that, you know, Alan might have. And I think he's doing a great job in all those roles, by the way, as I think Matt Fee is doing on FinCom. And I think we need qualified people in all different areas of town government. What I think I bring to the board from my experience as a real estate agent is the ability to work with people even when our interests might not be aligned. Now, you know, in real estate all the time, you're working on two sides of an issue. Everybody theoretically wants to get the deal done, but, you know, if I'm representing a buyer, I want the lowest price, and the other side wants the highest price they can get for their client. So working with people whose interests might be contrary to one another and getting a positive result. That's the kind of skill set that I think I bring to the board.
All right, well, here's your question. In the last couple of years, we've seen volunteers resign from advisory committees, including the Town Energy Study Committee and the Taxi Advisory Committee. How do you think the Board of Selectmen has handled citizen input? And if elected, what would you do differently?
Largely, I think the Board of Selectmen has done an okay job. I think that in some areas they've been more receptive to citizen input than in others. I think that the biggest issue has been people are discouraged. You know, some people, not all people, some people are discouraged. They feel like there's not enough opportunity to participate in government. Now, one of the ways that you can get involved is you can apply to be appointed to a board like I did at the planning board, or you can run for office like I'm doing now at the Board of Selectmen. Not everybody has the time or the inclination to do that, but I think it's important that where the opportunities do exist, and I think we should create more opportunities. We should reinstitute the Town Energy Study Committee, and we should try as best we can to save and reform the Taxi Advisory Committee, and we should listen to what people have to say. At the end of the day, this town belongs to all of us, and we should give everybody the opportunity to voice their opinions.
A lot of the candidates, that sparked a bit of emotion especially about what happened to the Energy Committee.
Good.
Is that kind of why you brought it up?
It is. I think it's important. You know, as I've gone around and I've talked to people, you know, even before the campaign, but certainly since I took out my nomination papers, people want to know that their voices can be heard. You know, and people deserve to know that.
Yeah. All right. Okay. And Tobias Glidden's question: what do you believe will be the most difficult part for you in being a selectman?
Most difficult part? Well, I guess not being able to do everything that you want, or not having things happen as fast as I might want. You know, one of the things that I've learned since becoming an alternate on the planning board, and really just watching how town government works, things work very slowly. You really need to, you know, chip away at problems and go for small, sensible solutions. It's over here, Gino.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
That's all right.
Keep going.
You know, so what we're really trying to do is incrementally improve everything. Nothing happens overnight. There's no big fixes. There's no, you know, silver bullet to any particular issue. So knowing, you know, remaining confident in the process and knowing that good things are happening, even if they don't happen all at once, that might be the biggest challenge.
Okay. And Carol Dunton's question: do you think the Board of Selectmen should have been more diligent in supervision of the Airport Commission and the Airport Enterprise account during the several years the financial problems were allowed to develop?
Of course, absolutely. You know, financial oversight of any of the enterprise funds or any other department is absolutely important. It's probably the most important thing that the Board of Selectmen can do right now. We are not going to have the growth that we saw in the 90s. There's just not that type of opportunity for construction and growth of the tax base. So, you know, we absolutely need to make sure that we're watching every dollar.
Okay. And Joe Dooley's question: do you remember how Nantucket used to be?
Well, I think Joe and I might have different memories. My memory can only go back so far.
Right.
But yes, I remember how Nantucket used to be. You know, Nantucket was, and I believe still is, at its core a group of neighbors. You know, we are people who care about one another. As I think can be seen every time there's a benefit for somebody's cause, whether they have medical problems or there's you know, events for the Nantucket Little League or Small Friends or the Lighthouse School, where we were at the Chicken Box last weekend. You know, we all band together, and that's what I think Nantucket was, and what it is, and what it should be.
All right. Well, anything else you'd like to say to the voters out there? This is a chance to...
Do I look right into the camera when I do this? Is this the opportunity?
If you want to, people have. So you can reach out
Yeah.
to folks now if you want. Sure.
Well, I would say vote for me because I can be a voice for the town. I can be a voice for the people. And I hope that when you go out on April 9th, you have a strong consideration for a vote for Steve Maury.
All right, Steve. Well, it was a pleasure seeing you, and we'll
I was
see you
hoping
tomorrow.
this would have been a little longer, but this has been a lot of fun. I haven't ridden around in the van before, so this has been very cool.
Oh, you did great.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess if we had only 3 or 4 like we normally do, we could have made it longer.
Sure.
But with 7 candidates, we kept it moving.
I understand. Well, I really appreciate the opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
All right, you have a good one.